And we are back. Welcome, guys. My name is DK, and in this video, we're going to be talking about a couple player props that I like for Thursday night football opening night. We got Chiefs, we got Ravens. I can't begin to describe how excited I am for football to be back. But yeah, guys, if this is your first time watching, I cover content for player prop stuff like Prizepicks and Underdog. I also do content for daily fantasy sports, NFL, NBA, WNBA. If you guys are playing the $1 million to first showdown slate over on DraftKings, you can check out my video breaking that one down. I already have a few lineups in there. And like I said, I'm super excited to watch some football. So go ahead, check that one out. And yeah, if you guys are looking for more content, you can check my Patreon linked in the description. Doing, a Prizepicks, Underdog, as well as daily fantasy sports stuff. Okay, so let's start it off with first play here. And this is one that I took that has been bumped. However, I still do like this at the current number. So first play we're going to look into is going to be Rashee Rice, currently at 15 fantasy score. But we're going to take more than 15 fantasy score here for Rashee Rice. So I got this at 14 a couple days ago. I also took more than 5.5 receptions. That did get removed. He's bumped to 6. I think when I look at the 6 receptions versus the 15 fantasy score, I lean the 15 fantasy score. I have him projected for right at 17 fantasy score. So this is still paid for me at this current number. Now, if we're talking Rashee Rice, I think he's going to have a huge breakout year this year. We saw it in the second half of the season. He was their clear go-to guy, and he was just peppered with targets. 8 targets, 9 targets, 12 targets, 12 targets, 9. He was averaging like double-digit targets a game in the second half of the season. Obviously, in the first half of the season, they were kind of rotating receivers, but then midway through the season, they figured out this is their clear top option. And like I said, I think he's going to have a huge breakout year. I think he's going to be the clear number 1 option. He's going to move all over the field. Yeah, obviously, he's got Patrick Mahomes as his quarterback. So I also will say, I do think, even though I still think Travis Kelce is going to be solid this year, I think he's going to be kind of starting that decline because he's 35 years old now. So I don't think he's going to be as dynamic as he has been in previous years. And then you got no Hollywood Brown. We got the rookie in Worthy. I think he's going to stretch the field. But again, I think Rashee Rice is going to get a ton of looks in this game. So first pick we're going to look into is going to be Rashee Rice more than 15 fantasy score. Now I have 2 potential pairs here. You can pick one. I wouldn't play both in a 3-man entry. 3-man entry on Prizepicks is the worst value. If you're going to pick a 3-pick entry, you should go over to Underdog where it's 6x as opposed to 5x on Prizepicks. But I have 2 potential pairs here we're gonna talk about. So both have been bumped, but I still think both are playable at their current numbers. Go over to receiving yards, if it's gonna let me do that. And I do have a ton of tabs open, so my computer. Okay, so we are back after that quick computer freeze. All right, so let's talk about 2 potential pairs here. Again, both have been bumped, but I still like them at their current numbers. So 2 pairs I'm gonna be looking to is going to be Justice Hill at 9.5 receiving yards. And Isaiah Likely at 16.5 receiving yards. Now make sure to follow me on Twitter, guys. I'm giving a ton of free content out over there as well. This is one play that I took this morning. Isaiah Likely over his 15.5 receiving yards on FanDuel as a straight bet. Let's kind of talk about it. Then we can talk about Justice Hill as well. So there's been a lot of hype around Isaiah Likely coming into this year. Now, last year, when Mark Andrews was healthy at the beginning of the year, Likely wasn't getting a ton of time. When Andrews went down, Likely stepped up in a big way. And they've hinted at the Ravens using a lot more 2 tight end sets this year. There's no more Odell Beckham Jr., so the receiving core is not as strong. You have Zay Flowers, obviously, but then, Bateman's been, kind of up and down. You got Nelson Aguilar, so it's not like they're super talented at the wide receiver position. And they have hinted again at using more 2 tight end sets. But yeah, Harbaugh said Likely's going to be a big part of what we do. The offensive coordinator said he's going to have an expanded role. If you take a look at the beat writers, they said he was arguably their best player in training camp. And also, if you're into straight betting, I did sprinkle a little bit on his alt receiving yards and anytime touchdown at plus 650 at Caesars. But yeah, for all those reasons, again, I like Likely more than 16.5 receiving yards. As I said, I think he's going to have a much bigger role this year playing alongside Mark Andrews. So that is one potential pair. The other potential pair is Justice Hill. Now, I got this at 7.5 and 8.5 yards. It's currently at 9.5. However, I still do like more than 9.5 here for Justice Hill. Let's kind of talk about that. So we know the Ravens love to rotate backs last year, right? They would run consistently like 3-headed monster. Well, taking a look at the running back depth chart, You got Rashawn Ali, a running back 3 who's doubtful. No Keaton Mitchell. It's kind of just Derrick Henry and Justice Hill. Right? We know Derrick Henry's not known as a pass catcher. He's the early down bruiser. We saw it in Tennessee, right? When Baltimore or when Tennessee would fall behind big, they would kind of phase out Derrick Henry and use more of the backup running back. And, Justice Hill is a good pass catcher, right? I mean, we saw it kind of at the end of the year last year. He was heavily involved in the receiving game. And now there's really no other competition for touches for, that receiving back role. So, again, I think it's going to be a lot of Derrick Henry on the early down situations. I think it's going to be a lot of Justice Hill on those passing down third down situations. So another potential pair here is going to be Justice Hill, more than 9.5 receiving yards. All right, guys, so that's going to wrap it up the video. As always, you do enjoy, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Really do appreciate all the support. Good luck, and we'll see you all in the next video.